Hello, and welcome to Games and Brains, episode 5, I believe. This time we brought on our buddy Steven to add a little something. Want to introduce yourself, good sir?
How's it going? I'm Steven, and I like games and to party. And Gerwer here has asked me to come on, and I decided to bring a topic that I know a decent amount of, but I don't think any of you are aware of. And it's a topic that I wanted to see other outsiders' opinions on, and that is moto vlogging. What
Oh,
moto vlogging is having a camera and a microphone while you're riding a motorcycle and kind of going through your day as usual while talking through it and letting others watch that. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard it or any seen any of it, but thought I'd want to get some of your guys' opinion on it.
well, I know recently there was an accident involving a moto vlogger. Um,
Walterific?
yeah, I think so. And then he
Yeah.
didn't he recently release the footage of him actually crashing? Was that him?
Uh, I don't think he has yet, but he's like
There's
he's put
there's
this. Yeah, there's a multitude of them. Like several people have crashed throughout the years while doing them, but I don't know which one you're thinking of. So,
it might have been.
Gur, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's a
So,
good idea? Would
do
you
you
be
wear
interested in something like that?
do you wear like a GoPro?
Yeah, it's a GoPro on a helmet, and you go through your day, and like
So
you just like
it's like a vlog pretty much of your day.
yeah, it's moto vlogging.
Yeah, if I like the person
Yeah,
to watch.
so you'd watch the person more than like the motorcycling.
Yeah.
I
I
feel like
more
that's
like
pretty
the
true.
person
Like
like
I
Yeah.
follow.
like if you did it, I'd watch you, but if like Billy Bob Joe over there
See,
did
because
it,
that's
I
what I
probably
feel like.
wouldn't watch him unless he was
I'm
cool.
like I'm thinking about getting into it, but I don't know how well that would go. So
I mean, I do think that so vlogs I've never really liked that much, but when you add sort of the kind of scenic like first person thing on a motorcycle, I do think it's pretty cool because I have seen clips of it, and I do think it would be if it's a very good like backdrop, I guess, for vlogging. So I think it's very interesting. So I mean, it's something that uh, I'd be down for something cool
One of my favorite
like
have you ever
YouTubers
seen anything?
paramotors in vlogs.
Is
paramotors.
it a moto vlog?
No, it's Woody's gamertag, but it's like he wears a huge fan on his back and he has a parachute, and you pretty much just sail through the
Oh, the
sky.
paragliding, is that what it's called?
It's called paramotor. I
Oh,
think
okay.
paragliding's a
I've
different
heard it.
thing.
I've seen that. I think I think what makes it because it's blown up quite a bit, like in these recent years, and I think what really interests people is like motorcycles are something that's very unpredictable, and when you videotape that all the time, you're bound to catch some of those things that you wouldn't see on a daily basis in one of those videos, and I think that's what people really enjoy seeing. I think that adds a lot of flair to it as opposed to watching someone do a normal vlog.
Yeah, a lot of the vlogs I've seen, it's just kind of like literally them, kind of what we're doing now. They're just them sitting down talking. Which, I mean, like Gerber was talking about, if you like the person, yeah, that's totally cool. Like if you want to know what they're saying and stuff. But like just to be like a newcomer, I don't feel like it'd be very enjoyable. But motorcycling, like if they're doing something while vlogging, I find it more interesting. And motorcycles are pretty cool to watch, and like it's nice to see everything go by quickly and stuff.
One of my dad's buddies last year went up to the Netherlands or somewhere we're not. That's cool. And they rented bikes out and they just vlogged the whole thing. It was pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was like 40 minutes and we watched the whole
I'm
thing.
I'm going in June. I'm going to Tennessee to like it's like a famous road. It's got like 170 curves in it, and like 8 miles or something. I don't know the specific. That's probably not even close, but I think that would be like an interesting starting point if I wanted to get into something like that because I think that'd be interesting enough that would like people would watch it even without knowing who I was before, and then
Yeah.
if they enjoyed me, they may like stay. So I think that would be a fairly good idea, but I'm not sure yet because I don't know all the details, like the technology behind it. I'm not like a technology person, so as far as like recording both, because I have the Bluetooth to do the microphone, but getting it synced with the GoPro and all that, and then actually recording would be a whole nother thing.
I would imagine that with the newer GoPros, it's pretty simple. I don't know for sure, but given current technology, you probably just have to link into your GoPro and then or somehow record them both at the same time and then just edit them together later. So
I just wanted to know what you guys thought because I watched it obviously because I've been in a motorcycling, but I didn't know if that was something that like the ordinary, like I don't want to say ordinary, but the people that don't ride motorcycles would be interested in as
Hey
well.
man, I rode your pit bike, and I gotta say, I did pretty well.
I I, I fixed it since then. Thinking about it.
Okay, okay. Unlike my car.
Hey, you know what? I tried. I offered.
but yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, it does interest me more than normal vlogs do for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know. I see what you're saying because yeah, I watch it because it's the motorcycling, but a lot of it is the person.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
there's a ton of moto vloggers, but there's a lot of them that I don't watch because I don't, not necessarily that I don't like them, but I don't like their material. While others, their personality is more fun and upbeat, and they're more entertaining to watch for sure.
Well, I think that's a lot with any kind of like medium like YouTube and stuff is, you come for that specific thing, like in this case motorcycling, and you stay for the person.
Yep.
Just like, every gaming video I've ever seen, I came for, a specific game. Like for instance, I recently started watching Markiplier more. Like saw like every now and then his videos. I was like, yeah, it's okay. Um, and then I went for some game, I can't remember what, and I ended up like realizing he's actually a really cool person, so I watched more of his stuff, and that's just kind of how it goes. So yeah, like you come for the specific thing, and then you stay for the person. This is what it tends to do, it seems.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're an entertaining personality,
Okay.
then
While we're talking about Markiplier and that sort of YouTube celebrity persona, have any of you watched like PewDiePie recently?
No.
kind of like yeah. I think I saw one of his newest videos recently because I know he was gone
I
for a
think
little
he's.
while.
I think he has definitely. He's on definitely on the decline. I want to say.
He just sort of
I
snapped.
don't know. I don't want to throw like this out there, but I don't want to be the guy to like blast him. But like I legitimately liked his content, and I did. Like he was entertaining to watch. I mean, this was probably 2 years ago or so, and like I just watched less and less, and now it's like I don't even want to click on one of his videos. It's just
A lot of it is kind of like I mean, it's kind of straight away from gaming stuff, especially, but like a lot of it is kind of seems to be like kind of vlogs, like just sort of meant to be like more like it seems like a comedy skit to me in some of them. You know what I mean? Like a funny vlog ish kind of thing, which
I
is
think
strange.
what really bothers me is I think he was always looked at as like a joke and like a funny guy, and he didn't have a problem with that, and he just did his own thing, and that's what he did. But now I think he's got to the point where he like realizes he's a joke, and then jokes about him being a joke, and it's gotten to the point where it's like it's not even any thought behind it. It's just him. It bothers me.
Just
It
being
does.
like as goofy as possible.
I feel like he's
Yeah, like
made
he does.
so much money on YouTube. Now he just gets to do what he wants to. So
Yeah,
he's just
I mean,
making less and less good content. Because that dude doesn't have to work anymore if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, I honestly, yeah, like I think he's at the point where he just kind of wants to do whatever the fuck he wants. Like
Yep.
and he can do it. Like so, he just makes what his heart desires. And yeah, I mean, who knows? I don't know for sure, but maybe it's something like he just wants to get that video done for the day, so he doesn't. But because he has editors and stuff, which a lot of big YouTubers do.
Hmm.
But I mean, he just kind of records and then gives it to his editors and kind of done with it. Um, but yeah, I think one thing that I miss with him is his like series of videos where he'd be playing one game all the way
Yeah,
through.
Let's Plays, and
Yeah,
especially like he kind of got started off of Amnesia and the horror genre, and I really enjoyed when he plays the horror games, and I don't know if there's just like not enough horror games out there really for him, or because it seems like, I mean, if you really think about it, there's not nearly as many horror games as opposed to other genres.
yeah.
And so I think I don't know if he just ran out of content, so he tried to go to other things. And I mean, don't get me wrong, he was successful at other things, but I think now he's gotten to the point where he doesn't really know where to go with it. And like you said, he doesn't really have to go anywhere with it. He can kind of do his own thing.
I do enjoy his like I guess they more or less would be vlogs. His like when he travels places, like when he went to the United States and stuff. I do think those are pretty entertaining. But then again, it's kind of again it's back to that sort of consistency. That's like a series almost of like what he's doing, rather than like just random, sporadic, seemingly pointless videos. But
I feel like people are
I
kind of
mean,
going away from the whole Let's Play thing on YouTube, at least, because you can probably make a lot more money just streaming it on Twitch. You know, because
yeah,
Twitch
people
has
like
blown up quite a bit.
yeah,
I think part of it with that too is like uh, with a lot of Let's Plays, which pretty much happens with every YouTuber from what I've seen. Like the very first episode is always super popular, and then it just declines in that. But if you have this constant string of like new ideas, basically in every video, rather than like a continuation of it, um, you'll get more like like more people watching, at least my understanding, just because of how that works. And it's always that first new thing that people watch, and then like it still the rest of the series are watched, but once you get to like 30 videos in or whatever, it's down to just the people who actually care about the game or the person. Like
hmm
so,
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. But that's YouTube.
I feel like more and more of like the like news media sources are moving from like newspaper and like the daily news to YouTube and like uploading podcasts on like iTunes or whatever, because like that medium's kind of like fading away and this one's coming up, so it's
Mhm.
becoming more and more professional and less just like individual people coming up.
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
think kind of YouTube in itself is on a decline? Like, do you think other mediums are taking over that, or do you think?
I think it's
I,
just
I,
changing
I don't know.
as a whole. It's moving in a
Yeah.
different direction from what it originally was.
There's not anything really like that's like directly rivaling YouTube. Like
Mm,
Twitch is kind of that, but like that's a different service. YouTube is
yep.
such like a specific thing that not like there's like Daily Motion. No one uses Daily Motion. Like and I'm sure there's other things too that I
There's
can't think
World
of, but like
Star, but that's just guys beating each other up.
yeah, but I don't know. It's just like it doesn't really have any competition really.
No,
It's just
not for this.
Yeah.
it just kind of exists. So
I just feel like people are finding.
Do you think
new
it's always
ways.
going to be there? You think it's always going to be the biggest? Or I mean, for the next 10, 20 years,
Oh,
you think
yeah.
it'll be?
some form of it, yeah.
Yep.
I've heard of a lot of just really sketchy things with YouTube lately though, with like people just randomly dropping in subscribers and stuff too. Like it's like apparently the system has been flawed for a while from what I've heard of everyone complaining about different things that YouTube has done or is doing. So I mean I think it'll be around.
Something will dethrone it though.
I think it's kind of interesting that that gaming and YouTube are kind of, I don't want to say associated with each other, but it seems so closely tied. I mean, PewDiePie is the biggest YouTuber ever, and he's a gamer, and I think that's kind of interesting that out of all the things that people can go online and watch, video gaming is that thing when they can go and do that themselves. Instead of watching someone jump off a skyscraper which the average person can't do on a daily basis. They watch someone sit there and play a video game. I find that kind of interesting.
It's kind of the same way that people sit and watch sports.
Yeah,
you go out and play football, but
I'd say gaming set because you can't find it on TV. But I'd also say people aren't watching people jump off of skyscrapers because that's just not their interest, you know? Like, there's far more people interested in video games than there are, like, adrenaline junkies.
Okay.
And those people, there is a huge number of adrenaline junkies, but they're probably less likely to sit and watch a video and more likely to go jump off of a skyscraper themselves.
Yeah. It's kind of that weird, disconnect.
Yeah.
But something that, when you mentioned news just a little bit ago with YouTube, from what I've heard of everyone and even what I've seen just with myself and my peers, is that, like, our generation, really kind of like the younger part of the generation, like, distrust the news outlets, like, immensely. Like, there's very little trust. Like, if you went around and took a survey of, like, high school to college age students,
I would agree with you when it comes to like, say, Fox News or any sources, CNN, any sources like that. I think our generation is really great at questioning it. But when it comes to, like, seeing something on Facebook anything like that.
I'm talking about, like, news outlets, like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
they're still gullible.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to Facebook and all that in our generation, they just immediately believe whatever they see.
Yeah.
Instead of questioning and actually research.
It's just people are searching
I think it's kind of sad that, like...
Go ahead.
I think it's sad that our generation is probably the generation that researches the less, like the least out of all the generations, when we have the most tools available to us.
Like, honestly,
people are way more I don't want to say trusting, but they just way more accepting, I guess. And it's good and bad things. I think, when it comes to our generation, we accept things a lot better, like big topics like racism and all that things. I think we accept those a lot easier than older generations, but I think also there are negative side effects to it.
Yeah, I guess people can take advantage of it and manipulate our accepting behaviors, for sure.
I wouldn't say we, like,
always do your own research.
I wouldn't say we research or anything less, because, like, you'd have to, like, just take, like, your textbook or your almanac. You couldn't, like, do any further research back then, really, unless you're out there, like, doing your experiments on your own. But there's definitely more out there stuff people are getting into, like the flat earthers and any conspiracy theorists at all. But
the flat earthers.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't realize that there was a term for that.
Yep.
It's called dumb.
Yeah, our generation is strange. That's a good way to put it, I would say. Yeah, like you were saying, it's so easy to do the research now too. Like, literally, if you see an article that you're like that's questionable, it kind of changes what I think about things, click on it. Like, majority of times you can just click on that, like, article, read it through, and you can pretty much just, like, determine right then and there whether it's true or not. Like,
well, as soon as you click on it, a lot of times you don't have to read it. Just the site that it takes you to kind of determines
exactly
whether or not how much you trust it.
Yeah, I try to stay away from. I barely ever use Facebook, but I do try to stay away from it. There's some sources, like I follow, like, Mayo Clinic and stuff on Twitter, and most things like that you can trust for the most part. Of course, you still have to, like, double check things, but there's good sources of information and there's bad sources of information too.
I'd say now everything's just confirmation bias. Like, you go to your little niche corner of the internet where everyone thinks alike, and you think, how could I possibly be wrong with all of these people just agreeing with me and, like, agreeing with all this information? That's more prevalent now than ever before.
Yeah, it's kind of the mindset when you're in your own little bubble. You may not even think that things that you could totally, like, could happen to you or whatever, just out of your mind and not even, like, a possibility.
Just look at the last election.
I think one thing is...
It's true.
I think one thing is for example, we were having an argument or at work, and we were talking about which geometrical shape was the strongest, and
I think it's a
it's
sphere.
it just made me think of that because we were talking about the research thing in your niche, and like if you want to find your answer, you can find it on. You can be 100% wrong, but if you look far enough, you'll find someone that agrees with you, and then you can show them and be like, "Oh, look, the internet says I'm right," and people will be like, "Oh, dang, I'm wrong." When now
That's
you're
true,
all
too.
wrong.
Yeah. That
Yep.
You look hard enough, you can find anything on the internet. Really.
Granted, those things are gonna be pretty sketchy websites, I'm sure.
Well,
But
I don't
yeah,
think that's true anymore. Anyway, like I mean, sure, if you're like, rape is good, that's gonna be a sketchy website. But if flat earther, you go to YouTube and
it's gonna look like a
like
legitimate
Reddit or
source.
anywhere, and it's gonna, you can find that anywhere now.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you have to be kind of a messed up person to think rape is good in the first
Well,
place.
yeah, obviously, but
I mean, it's not horrible. But.
Oh my god.
wow. Okay. We're not affiliated with this man in any way. He's a guest and he has his own opinions. I just we're throwing that out there.
I take that back. I don't want the internet to think that.
Oh man.
Someone's gonna freaking like come to my house now.
Yep. The NSA knows.
Mind
It's
you.
over. You're on a list
Um,
now.
What do you think are because so the roughly World War II generation, the ones that actually fought in the war and sort of stepped up, I guess would be the word. They, were called like the best generation of all time. What do you guys think our generation's legacy is going to be?
Information. Use of information. Because, like, if you look at, like, our parents, they're not using information the same way we are. Like, if we think you're lying or saying something bullshit, we'll look it up and prove it. Granted, there might be all sorts of
Questionable.
confirmation bias in that, but we'll prove you wrong if we know it's bullshit. Like, we'll call you out. Look at what happened to Hillary. Like, she was going to win, and then a week goes by, and Donald Trump wins because people just started calling her out on her bullshit. But I'd
think
say
that-
use of information.
I think you're like the way you stated the question is kind of difficult because does every generation have something that they're known for?
Well, that's the thing though,
Well,
is
the
if you
baby
have no
boomers
legacy.
just fucked a lot and made children. That's a legacy for them.
Yeah. I mean,
The World
well, that's
War
kind of
I
the point, though.
generation is the lost generation. They're not here because they all died in Europe anyway. Like,
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like what are about the people that are born in the 80s? Like, do they have a generation? I mean,
I'm sure you could find something, probably like
yeah. I have my own
like-
personal opinion on people
I think
born
it's
in the
difficult
80s,
just
but-
because we've done like a lot has happened in our generation, but I don't know if it's things that we could say we're like known for,
or known as the generation that got through things like
like
the war.
pioneered it.
Yeah, like I mean, that's kind of the question, though. Is do you think we
I
are
think a
gonna
lot
have
of
legacy?
I think a lot of our generation is, but kind of back to the accepting thing. Our generation is kind of known for, okay, you're a man and you identify yourself as a woman. Now, like we are changing so much as far as like homosexuality is now legal and all that, and I think anything as far as like uh, human relations are concerned, I think we've made a lot of changes. I think some of them are good and some of them are bad, but I think we'll probably be known for some of those changes that we made in that category.
Realizing that we're all humans and we need to
Yeah, exactly.
not bash on each other for life choices that don't affect anyone else other than themselves. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good point.
I feel
Yeah,
like that's kind of like the one thing that really pops out of me about our generation is that so much has changed. Just you look at like the last 5 years, like we never, like that whole male going into the female's bathroom has never even been. I have never heard anything about it until like last year or 2 years ago.
Mhm.
And I think definitely that. I don't know how far they're gonna go with that though. That's the thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're already at the point where it's pretty noticeable and everything. If it keeps going this way, I think that'll definitely be something that we can be known for, I guess.
I do think it's also good for people. I think that's kind of just good for people in general that are coming of age to actually be able to influence the world, to sort of be able to accept themselves as they are. Because if they know that everyone else is like, oh yeah, we know that's a thing, we've seen it before and we accept it, like it's just so much easier to actually be yourself. Like figure out who you are.
I think the
Yeah,
world
I definitely
is changing
agree.
at an increasingly fast rate than it ever has before. Because like, if you look at like the medieval time or something, they had what, like iron and steel, and then you move forward a little, and there's like more and more simple machines, more and more stuff, and then you hit a point, and then it just explodes. So like
Mhm.
culturally, you change way faster than you would have back in the time when all you had was steel and that sort of thing. So like as
Yeah,
technology advances, we advance as a society with it. Like the more information we get, the
yeah,
more
that
we have to
You think it's
adapt
like
to the environment we're in.
so? It's like an exponential growth.
Because you look
yeah.
like humanity's going on like a like a like a thing, like we're flat, and then we hit a point, and then it's like going
Look
up,
at
and
the
then boom, it's just like it's gone.
Yeah, and we're still kind of
It
in that
just blew up.
exploding part,
Yeah,
but we're definitely towards the beginning of that. Um, because I mean, who knows how long? Like
which is
technology is continually advancing every day, and
it's just crazy though
Do you think we'll
because
be able to teleport?
yes,
uh,
I do, because
that'd be
it's at
hard.
least we at least know
Do
it's
you really think
possible.
so?
I think so.
I don't know.
I've actually done I've actually done research on this because I was really interested in it.
That might
Um,
be up your
it,
confirmation bias, Sally, dude.
yeah,
Yeah. Where did you find this information?
physics. um,
They
but
did prove it was possible.
on a small scale. So they managed to teleport I don't think I think it was a proton. I don't think it was an atom
Hmm.
because I think it was a proton. They managed to teleport a proton, basically like more or less an indefinite amount
They
of
moved it 3 meters.
distance.
This is just like the first thing. This is on Daily Mail, which is I don't know what how reliable that is, but they moved
But
a few atoms 3 meters.
yeah, but the sort of there's all sorts of ethical questions that also come with teleporting, because the idea of it would be that it would basically, in like the quantum physics sort of um, idea of it, is that basically you would break into uh, uh, all these particles, and sort of that layout of yourself will be transferred over to quantumly entangled particles, which is a whole other thing. Quantum mechanics. If you want to like just blow your mind, just read up on quantum mechanics because it is ridiculous. It's so hard. Like basically, like the simplest way I can put it is that two things can have the same thing basically
Two
exists
electrons can
differently,
be
but
at the
when
same
one
place.
gets affected,
Yeah,
when one is affected, the other is affected the same way. So it's basically like building almost a new you instantaneously.
an
So it's
electron can
sort of
be
all
at
those ethical questions,
two
like
different places at once, which is ridiculous.
yeah, it's crazy stuff. Like I don't know how long ago quantum mechanics has really been known about, but it's like completely different physics. It's just amazing how much we like didn't know before. But yes, with that it is possible. But then it would be like all those ethical questions of, is this you? Because it's like you, but you broke apart for a very instant, like literally instant scenario, and you reassembled. So
Well, aren't wormholes are like a confirmed thing, right? Like,
no, I don't
I don't think
think
it's confirmed.
so. They're theoretically possible.
Yeah.
okay, all right. I don't know enough about it.
Black
I just
holes
know.
are known.
Oh yeah, black holes is what keeps a galaxy
Yeah,
together.
yeah. I was thinking that like wormholes were like confirmed, but I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff to.
Yeah, I think they've seen things that they think could be wormholes, but it's like we just have no way of really knowing right now. Like theoretically, it could happen, just given the properties of like physics and stuff. It's theoretically possible from what I understand, but like we
Why don't
just
we just make wormholes and just go through those?
that I
Mm,
like out of all the like sci-fi travel sort of things, wormholes are my favorite just because they're the least sketchy of all of them.
because
Okay, yeah,
you're
because like ripping
chopping.
open the universe and like
Yeah, you're like cutting out a large part of the universe and putting it. You're like removing chunks of the universe, essentially.
Yeah, you're just squishing it. It's fine. It's just
man,
empty
there's like
space.
so much stuff with like space that like
Here's
that
the
I learned, and it's like it hurt my head.
here's the real mind bender. So
Like,
back to
yeah,
quantum physics. That electron can be one electron can be in an infinite number of spots at the same time. Those are all different universes, and it's everything that could potentially happen is happening at this
Within
exact
quantum,
moment. But
what the heck?
because
It's all
it
separate
has to be at all
universes.
positions at once in order to have a specific position, basically,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So it has to have the capability of being anywhere for whatever to manipulate it to get to that specific thing. So it has to have like a almost predestination, I guess you would call it, but it's an infinite predestination. So
Yeah.
it's
That sounds super sketchy.
it is I mean anything
Like,
with go ahead.
like I learned how like the universe is like always expanding,
Mhm.
and how like it never stops. It's constantly getting bigger, and we can actually prove that it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yep.
And like that's insane. Like we already don't know the end, but we know that it keeps going further and further away from us.
You want to know a fun fact about that? Which is kind of
Well,
depressing.
the end of the world, how like eventually everything will get so separated apart that will nothing will be able to
Well, yeah,
exist.
there's the heat death of the universe. That's equally depressing, but that's different. But no, so it's like because the universe is expanding, we're in our own little pocket of gravitational pull and whatnot, all that fun stuff. And us, the Milky Way, and I think Andromeda, maybe a few others, but I think those are the biggest two, are close enough together that they are affected by each other. So we won't pull away from each other. But all the other galaxies around us will be pulled away. So like I guess kind of theoretically, it is impossible for us to get to those other galaxies, like even if we had the capabilities, just because of how fast the universe is expanding. Um, and eventually, like I'm talking like billions of years, but if Earth's still around and stuff, there will be no stars in the sky because of how far away everything will be.
Unless we create more
You don't.
gravity and suck those galaxies towards us.
Yeah, bring it to us.
We'd have to
Do you think you
synthesize
don't think we'll be
material
able to
though to
travel?
do that.
I mean, do they know the rate that it's expanding?
Yeah, they
I'm
do.
not sure. Yeah, I think so.
They definitely know that. We don't know that, but they
Well,
know.
I'm just saying, like
Because light can't even catch
we
up
could
to it.
go faster and
Uh,
we'll catch it.
well, I mean, maybe, but like as of
I think we'll kill ourselves as a species long before we get to that point.
yeah,
Especially as society's going at this rate.
I mean, who knows? But
Yeah, who knows?
hopefully not. I mean, who knows? Humans could end up being the oldest species of anything eventually. I mean, we have the capability. It's just whether or not
We can
we
manage it.
are. We're our own biggest enemies. That's the really weird thing about humanity.
We removed
Um,
ourselves from
Yeah,
natural selection, and now we're
Yeah.
our own form of natural selection.
Yeah, like yeah, we.
Now it's human selection.
It's strange.
It's human selection.
Yeah. I mean,
And
honestly, like
it's
we.
personal selection too, because it's what you're buying at the grocery store. It's what's the information you're feeding yourselves. It's who you're hanging out with.
Yeah. It's who you have children with. It's
Yep.
how you raise
So
those
I'm
children. It's
Why have children when you can just clone yourself?
that's
Because
not
we're
the
not
same.
there yet.
I'm-
We're not there yet.
Yeah, we cloned a sheep.
I think they could clone someone, but I think
Oh yeah, but
There's
it's
Yeah,
not,
we learned about it.
strict things
It's
that people
not that
don't.
hard.
they're not
Yeah.
okay.
I'm gonna clone
Okay, you
myself.
clone a sheep. It's not that hard. Well, it's ethically speaking, it's not going to happen because of
Yeah.
those.
Dude,
pussies.
we have guys that dress up like women.
That's
That,
different
like,
than having
and, like,
the same person and like.
No, I
Or
mean
like
Is
it
it the
is,
same
but
person
like
though?
if
Is it the same person?
Well, yeah, that's the question. Like,
If you
yes
clone
and no.
if you clone a person, is it conscious? Can we
I would just
harvest
die,
that
I
person
guess.
for organs to donate to
see,
other
that's
people?
why I'm gonna clone myself, and we'll find out. Problem solved.
I mean,
Yeah, but
I
what
feel
if
like
I
that?
need-
What if the
eventually.
other version of you convinces us that it's you, and then we kill you at the end of the
Well,
experiment?
we're both me.
It
So why not let
also
us both?
depends on the type of cloning. Are you talking about like cloning to the point
I
where you
need
make a baby that is going to have the same genetic information as you, so
yeah,
it'll grow up looking like you, but it'll have different experience
yes,
and stuff. So it's more like a
yes.
twin.
I don't think we need two of you.
Dude, I need someone to be the host mom. So if you know a volunteer, let me know. I'm
Well,
gonna take one of my
you wouldn't
cells and like
for
put it in there.
for
Huh?
you wouldn't need a host parent for cloning.
Yeah, you do. You like don't you take out their egg
No,
or
you
whatever,
need-
put in yours,
you
then put it
need-
back
You
in.
need a host mom for that. We can't grow.
Would you?
Yeah. You can grow up to 14 days, I want to say, and then you have to.
But then it
kill
would have the mother's DNA
No.
because you would
No,
have to
you
have
d-
the egg.
No,
and-
no. You just
take
need
that- you take-
you need that uterus to grow the
To actually
fetus.
grow it.
Yeah, you don't need the egg. But
Yeah.
you can. We have the technology right now to go to like 21 days or something, but we can't because there's an ethical rule that once you hit 14 days, you have to kill it. You have to exterminate that fetus.
So they've shown
Okay,
that you
so
can.
we'll
It's
do that.
unethical.
Okay, so we'll grow it and or whatever, and then when it's like the 13th day, we'll break in, steal my clone, and then take him home and put him in the fridge, and we'll be good.
No, but like it took them years and years and years of like research to hit the point just to be able to keep it alive for 14 days, and even then it showed it would have problems as compared to
I already have problems.
you need the host
It's-
mom. No, it's not survival outside of the womb, at least not. In this
Okay, so yeah, we'll
state.
get a host mom.
You definitely
Back
need
to the
mom.
original plan. Get a host mom. So if you know any volunteers, let me know. We're gonna do this thing, and we'll see if it ends up as cool as I do. As I am.
You need to clone yourself, switch the gender, and then procreate with yourself so that you can make infinite clones. Easy.
That's highly incestual. That's incestual.
Would it be
that?
on a that's incestual on a disturbing level.
That's a whole new.
Yeah,
That's a whole new cup of tea.
That's a whole new thing.
Is that
It's all-
masturbating?
That's a
Is that
whole
mas-
new.
is that
That's a
masturbating?
whole
Sex with
new
your
letter
clone.
in the LGBT. Like you just added a letter to that thing.
C. LGBTC.
If you have sex with your
Yeah.
clone, is that masturbating?
No, because it's two different entities.
Not if it's the
I
same
mean-
consciousness. Not if it's the same consciousness in two different bodies. Is that a thing? If we clone a person, is it the exact same consciousness across two different bodies?
Well, no,
it
that's
like
the thing
an
with
amoeba?
cloning, though. Is
Dude,
they would grow up.
baby will be like telekinetic and will think the same things.
Yeah. Maybe you're just the exact same person. On a conscious level, even.
I mean,
And
they-
so like there'll be a baby version of me. No, stop. There'll be a baby version of me, and it'll be like, oh, I just crapped my pants, and then I'll just be like, oh, I just crapped my pants, and then like, it's like E.T. You know when like one gets sick, the other gets sick.
With the baby
So like
version,
baby me's gonna crap. Baby me's gonna crap his pants, and then I'm gonna crap my pants.
Would
it's
the
gonna
baby
be, like,
version of
coolest
you
thing ever.
eat itself because of your whole "we should eat the babies" thing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
it's like I
We
did
should
not
not
eat
eat babies. That's bad.
I think you have a whole theory on how society should eat babies to survive, just to sustain itself.
I mean, have you ever seen what's that movie? What's the movie with the vampires where they use like humans as like blood cows?
No.
Do any of you
I've
know?
heard of things like it, but
Yeah, okay. There's this movie. I can't think of the name,
I know they do that in
but
Skyrim.
they're
Oh
vampire.
Lord.
Yeah, well, yeah, but no. There's humans and they're all vampires. The society is vampires, and then they have humans in like factories that just get milked, but for like blood. And so we do that with female women, and they make babies, and then we eat them.
Jesus. That's like the
No.
Matrix thing where they
There's
quote
a
unquote
movie.
harness their electricity.
There's a baby factory movie called Factory. It's disturbing.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure I want to see that.
Is,
Oh, you definitely don't.
is
It's
this a
just
thing?
yeah. It's called Factory. It was on Netflix in like a
I'm,
while ago.
I'm looking this up.
I'm pretty sure it's called The
Uh,
Factory.
Someone else stole my The Factory.
Yeah, it should be on Netflix.
No, this is like nothing to do with what you're. This is talking about way different stuff.
The
Is
factory.
it
Plot.
John Cusack? Cusack? Yeah, The Factory, dude. With John Cusack.
Yeah, look at the plot. Hold on.
Oh man, I'm not sure I want to know anything about this
Dude.
movie.
It was initially released in France, I guess. French.
And it's specifically about having
It's
a
a
baby
detective.
factory.
It's a detective who goes after a serial killer who had a baby factory going on. He'd impregnate the women and then kill them for their babies.
Sick.
But did he
That's
eat
What's that?
Nothing.
I think you misused the word
I
sick
mean,
there.
No, he was.
Nah, I
he
mean,
was saying
like,
that it was sick, dude. That's,
Sick.
oh.
I mean-
Oh, boy.
I mean, I thought, okay, my original plan, I didn't realize that you had to feed women. So it was like, oh, we get free food. But then I was like, oh, wait, you gotta feed the woman who has the baby, and then you just lose food.
Yeah.
So
Pl-
it was a
plus,
good idea.
How does humanity continue?
I was gonna say, wait, what?
How does humanity continue? How do you continue?
Well, no, there'll be like the factories. Okay, well, like you still have cows and you still have slaughterhouses. I mean, come on.
No,
like,
I
that's
mean
not
the
a question.
babies. How do we keep reproducing
Oh,
if
the
we're
ba-
eating all the babies? How do we
We're
keep
eating
making
all the
little
factory babies. You can have your own babies.
Oh, so this is a new version of slavery. We just pick certain people and we eat the
No.
babies?
No, it's work, dude.
Yeah, no, they get paid.
Oh, they
Well,
get
no,
paid
never
for us
mind.
to eat their...
No,
So
never
it's-
mind.
Yeah.
Well, okay. The original plan was
How do
for me.
we-
It was my idea on how to end world hunger. Turns out it didn't work. Okay,
It's a
leave
terrible
me alone.
idea.
I think.
How do we select the
Okay,
babies
never
we
mind.
eat?
I mean, if it's a baby, we eat it. I mean,
Yeah, but then how do
Well,
we
it's
continue
The ones that are
civilization?
in a
how,
factory.
how do humans continue?
People outside.
remember,
the
I
factory.
told you this. Okay,
Yeah,
you go to the
but you
store,
said
you
if it's a
buy a
baby,
baby
we
on a
eat it.
plate, you go home and cook
No,
it and
but
eat it.
how do we determine which babies
But-
are
and
from
then
the
you and your
factory? How
wife-
do we determine the women who are factory women now?
Okay. Process of random selection.
So it's a random number
So we'll-
generator?
Yeah, we'll
We're
we'll take
drafting the
like
women into the factories?
Using
Yes.
RNG.
Yeah.
yes. That's correct. And some lucky guy's got to impregnate like 80 women a day.
This is
At
very,
least.
This is very Hitler-esque in your population control.
You know what? Okay, he's not the best dude, but he did some really good things. Okay? Just
Oh my gosh. Oh.
therefore,
Your interesting
Therefore-
ideas are the exact reason we brought you on today.
thank you.
Yeah, you're far from
You
the
totally
norm.
ruined my train of thought. All right, let's
Very good thing.
hold on. Okay. We'll make a factory that makes babies that make food. Oh wait, that's like slavery.
Yeah, that's just that's reverting.
You're picking all kinds of historical issues we've had.
Why don't we just
and
make
bringing them
robots
back.
that make food?
Okay.
Because we need
that's a pretty good
resources to
idea.
make the
Yeah.
robots. We need to synthesize the food
We
somehow.
get those from the babies.
Let's make cyborg baby robots that make food.
Let's just make food out of light,
Okay.
light food.
Hold on. Oh wait, hold on. This might not work. But like, okay, lots of babies die. It's sad. I know, but lots of babies die. So,
You talking about
hold on.
miscarriages or just dead babies?
So we're gonna take these dead babies, and then we're gonna fill them full of robot parts. So that way we don't have to use actual parts. We have like spare
Why
parts
do-
lying around, which are
Why
babies.
do we need the?
And then we. Huh?
Why not just make the robots then? Why do we need dead babies for this?
Because it's just free material.
So we're
But-
using
I mean,
dead
it's gotta,
baby
like-
material. Why don't we use dead human material instead of just dead babies? Just people die.
Okay.
Let's just use all dead people.
Exact- Yeah, let's do it. We'll have a zombie chef at every house.
Sounds disturbing.
Problem solved. We'll just
Plus-
put
I mean,
Plus
robot
then,
parts into dead
you're
people.
stealing from nature, and nature doesn't like being stolen from because nature's going to consume the dead person.
That's true.
dude, we kill like tons of trees, and you know what? The nature doesn't come out and burn my house down because it's made out of wood. So
Yeah, but it's
nature's
adversely
trying
affecting
to
the
kill
environment.
you. Yeah, nature's trying to kill you by changing its heat.
I think it's a good idea. You know, I'm doing this for the okay, I sound like
Why don't
Hitler.
we just,
I'm
like,
doing this for the
Steven-
betterment of society?
Why don't we
Steven
just figure out a
for
way-
Supreme Overlord 2015.
Yep. Why don't we just 2015?
Yeah, in the past.
Why don't we just figure out a way to do like a Star Trek like replicator or whatever, where basically they just take the just most basic materials like raw atoms basically and use it to make whatever they want. So it's just like more or less infinite amount of resources to make.
What's it called?
To- to put simply,
transmutation?
economics.
Yeah, like transmutation.
Well, we don't
Right,
have
there's-
the
I think-
technology in economics.
Yeah.
Why
Not
don't
too
we
much.
just make people have like robot stomachs that don't feel hunger?
Because
But-
hunger is your body telling you you need
Uh-huh.
food. Because you
Yeah,
need
but
food
where
to
would you get
survive.
your,
Okay,
like-
well, why don't we engineer ourselves to eat trees? So you just go outside and like chop off a branch and just eat it, and then you're good to go for the next week.
Because there's no nutrients.
We,
in
we
that.
we already have a somewhat sustainable amount of food.
Yeah, our stomach is just evolution.
Like we have like a what do you call it? A renewable resource of food.
Well, kind
We
of.
can grow
but,
plants.
but like what we're doing is destroying the earth.
Oh well, yeah, but if we did it smartly, we
Worth.
have no. We're destroying ourselves because what's gonna happen
Yeah.
if we destroy the earth is the earth is just gonna have us die off, and then it's just
Yep.
it's gonna regrow itself. So it's just killing
Okay,
ourselves.
let's go. Let's go to the moon. And we're gonna take the moon
Mhm.
and
It's made of cheese,
Make
so we'll
mo-
just eat that.
Yeah, for real. But it's kind of moldy. We got to get through the mold.
hold on. You think you can cook something on not cook something on the moon, but do you think you can like grow something on the moon?
You'd
There's
have to
no
terraform
atmosphere.
it.
So
There's
let's
no atmosphere.
terraform it.
There's no living thing
Well, let's like
on.
put a space tow truck and like pull it in our atmosphere. We can be like, hey, atmosphere buddies, and then
That'll kill us both.
Yeah, that's
Everyone.
just. You'll just enlarge the
Okay,
Earth.
hold on.
We'll just terraform Mars.
Mars
and
doesn't
then-
okay,
have
this
an
is kind of a
atmosphere.
great question, but like.
Exactly. It's what
How okay is gravity? If we brought this is theoretical, obviously. If we brought the moon,
No. This isn't even hypothetical. This is some bullshit. And
Let him talk.
how much bigger is the Earth than the moon?
the,
Four
the
or
moon
five
is
times, I would say. I
the
don't know,
moon's
sure.
about a quarter size of the Earth,
Okay. So
as
four
far
times.
as I'm concerned.
Okay, so if we bring if there was a way to say move planets
Mhm.
and moons, and we brought the moon to the Earth, and just like We didn't like set them here and then they just pull each other and blow each other up. We like pull it and then we just like
Super
set it
gently,
here
like
and then it
somehow
just like yeah. Do you think they
somehow
would like
counteract it.
yeah? Do you think we could like balance them and just like choo?
You'd
Well, I guess
have
the
to-
Earth is spinning really fast.
It would screw up the. Yeah, we spin
The-
faster than the moon, so you'd have to get
the
the moon to
moon-
go as fast as us, and then slowly somehow. And if we have that technology to freaking manipulate gravity that well, we don't need to freaking do that.
Okay.
the,
But
the moon is just falling around the Earth at a steady rate.
it would probably screw up the Earth's orbit, is my guess.
Yeah, I forgot about all that stuff.
Yeah, so it'd probably kill us all.
Well, it would screw up the moon's orbit, and the moon would crash into the Earth, and then it would kill us all.
Dude, why are we so reliant on stuff?
Because we're got super lucky and we're at this point in the universe that is just close enough
We're
to the
like
sun
our
to
bodies
see.
are like cars, Steven. Our bodies. This is just a machine for our brains, and our brains just a machine for consciousness.
Dude, there's like solar power. Okay, I guess solar is not.
We're
Well,
relying on the
everything
sun.
has, like-
yeah.
Yeah, everything relies on something and it's lame.
That's how the universe works.
Do you know what's
I
crazy,
know, and
Steven?
it's lame.
You're
Huh?
made out of the same stuff that solar panel is. You're just different
I
chemistry.
know. I know.
We're all made.
I wish
Yeah, we're all star
I
stuff.
wish I ran on like dirt, so I could, because there's a ton of dirt, and I could just like eat dirt and just run forever.
Well, you probably could.
Can't
It's probably an option you could do.
Dude,
'Cause,
just put
like,
like
if
ketchup on some dirt and just
Yeah.
Yeah, because dirt's full of
When there's
nutrients. But you're eating stuff
That's
that's
true.
not dirt, but you're eating like worms and stuff from the dirt. But you could totally just eat the earth. That's what you're doing already. You're just eating a different part.
That's true. When you eat vegetables, it's nutrients from the dirt just changed. So
Yeah, you could totally just eat the dirt.
yeah, I mean, theoretically, sure.
okay. You know how like what is the thing, like no matter is created and no matter is
Yeah, nothing is
destroyed.
created, nothing is destroyed. It's all
Yep.
just recycled.
It's borrowed.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
We can't actually destroy anything.
That
Just-
makes
it-
Well,
that,
maybe-
that hurts.
No,
Can we
can't-
destroy?
No, we
That
can't.
Data?
hurts
do
my
it.
head.
What?
Can we destroy data though? Like on a computer.
That's not matter. That's not a tangible thing.
Dude, okay, this is about to hurt my head.
That's not a tangible thing.
This is
True.
We're talking about like physical matter.
so.
That's not matter.
So if I burn this house down,
Mhm.
Yep. It's just ashes.
it goes.
It just converted.
It's now dirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
It'll change into
changed-
something else, but it'll
Yeah.
still be
That's just chemical change.
what it's basically made up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how are we gonna get more dirt? What
Humans-
makes dirt?
Humans. Dead things. Dead things turn
Yeah,
into
the things
dirt.
that die,
Yeah. The house. The house turns into
all the
dirt.
vegetables, all the animals that die.
It's a
The
natural
house turns
recycling thing.
into ash.
And if you
Ash
leave
and
the dirt,
dirt are two different.
if you leave the ash in the dirt long enough, it'll just synthesize into the dirt. The dirt will consume it, and it'll just be part of the nutrients in the dirt.
At least some of them, and then whatever's left over will be picked up by whatever else.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're at a we got super lucky, and we're at this just tiny little dot in this giant place that we are somehow alive.
I vote we YOLO it and just like all shoot ourselves into space.
You just want to kill us all?
Like,
Well, I mean, then we don't have to worry about it no more. Like that sounds really dark and depressing.
you don't have to worry about
No.
it yet. So, I mean, that might be have to
But
be.
what, we
something
don't know
that-
what consciousness is. So, like, what if you shoot us into space, and then we die, and then we just turn into, like, a plant, and we're still worried about it, just on a different level? We're just worried about getting enough sun to survive.
God damn it, Gerwert.
Like, what if that's what consciousness
That
is?
makes me sad. Well, I mean, you're dirt. How could you die? Or you're a plant. You said a plant.
How could you?
So
Plants
you-
die all the time.
Okay, and then you die again. Then what? Are you gonna? Then what do you turn into?
A bush.
A plant, a bush
Random
is a
things.
plant.
An insect.
Yeah.
Dude, being an insect would be pretty cool, I feel like.
I don't know, because I mean, you wouldn't think at all like you would right now.
We don't
Assumingly.
think they think like we do, but we don't know.
That's true. But you think they'd
Got
And
you there.
Yeah.
Their lifetime to us seems short, but to the sun, our lifetime seems short, and to the universe's sun, our star's lifetime seems incredibly short. So being an
Dang,
ant
you're
would be fine
way to get
if you
all
were an ant.
intense with that.
Yeah, a fly only lives for a day, but to the fly, that's a whole
Okay,
lifetime.
okay. Are there more? There's more suns, obviously.
Yes, our
But-
sun's
Called
just a star.
stars.
Yeah, it's called Sol.
we just nicknamed it the sun.
So let's go find another sun.
That's
Yeah, there's
not hard.
plenty.
There's plenty. Yeah,
Okay, so
We're
let's
surrounded
go
by
to
'em.
another.
It's just another solar system.
we just can't go there.
So
we
let's
don't
go.
have the.
We'll,
we
like,
can't. We
chop
don't have the
the-
technology to
Okay,
go.
we'll grab the. All right. Back to my old theory with the moon or whatever. But we're not taking the moon to Earth. We're taking the moon to the sun, to not our sun, to a different sun,
Why are we taking?
and
the
we're gonna
moon?
like.
Why not just take Earth? Why not just
Yeah,
put like
there
rockets
is
on the
this.
Earth and move it?
Yeah, there's this
You know what?
sketchy.
Earth is overrated. I want a new place.
You want a
Okay.
new
But
planet
there is.
that's
I've
not
been-
Earth?
Yeah, well, no, we'll keep Earth, and then that way, like half of our population is on Earth, and half of our population is on the Moon
How
in
do
a
we
different like
decide?
solar system.
How do we decide who
And so
stays
that
and
way
who,
it's-
who goes?
I feel like it'd be a lot easier just to, like, go to a whole other planet without screwing up orbits and stuff
But we can't live on any other planets.
that we know of.
Yeah, so
We
let's
can't live on
make
the
one.
moon.
We can if we put it in the orbit of a sun and bring trees with us and plant the trees.
We can't.
Well, that's
plant
just
the trees on
terraforming. We
that
can
planet.
terraform. It'd be easier to go to Mars and terraform it than it would be to bring ours.
But
moon
we'll
to, like,
all burn up on Mars.
No, we won't. Mars is cold.
What?
Mars is the fourth planet.
Yeah, Mars temperature isn't that bad.
Mars temperature is really
Oh.
cold. You'd freeze
It's-
to death if you didn't have like a space.
Well, if there's an atmosphere, I think you'd be okay.
See?
Well, no, it's further from the sun. If the
Okay.
atmosphere protects you from
Yeah,
the
how do you-
sun, it'd have to be closer to the sun.
How do you make an atmosphere?
The trees make our atmosphere. I think.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
basically,
Okay.
We
lots
think
of-
that. I don't know. No one knows.
So we take the moon, we plant a bunch of trees, and then within like 2,000
We
years,
have to
Here's-
put dirt
we
on
move
it
half.
first. Living dirt.
What is the moon made out of? Fake dirt?
No, but there's no living material in that dirt, so you can't put
Yeah.
living plants in it and have them survive. Watch the
you'd have to
Martian.
bring some.
Jeez, bro.
Oh, we bring some dirt. Fine. And then
we'd have to make the whole thing a greenhouse, and only half
Mm.
the moon is ever lit by the sun, because it
That's why we-
rotates as fast as it revolves.
That's why we're not, it's not, we're gonna move it and then we're gonna spin it really fast.
How are we gonna spin it?
If
I'll
we
give
can
you
move it to another
terraforming.
Yeah,
sun,
if we
I
can
feel
move
like-
it, spinning's not my problem in this situation.
Okay, so we're moving it. We're past the spinning.
Okay. And then,
If we're
and then
moving
if
it, we're
one of
moving
our
it
suns
out of.
blow up, humanity is not lost.
Or we
Yeah,
could
but
just
we
send
won't
colony
have.
ships to other planets that
If-
are in the Goldilocks zone.
If we're moving the moon, we have no heat source for the moon. Therefore, no life. We'd
We're
have to
moving
move
it to
the
by
whole
another sun.
Why don't we just move the whole solar system at this point if we're moving the moon? Let's just move our
Why
star.
don't we just move? Yeah, just take in another star and put it back in and replace like a changing light bulb.
Yeah, let's just move the star. Let's just bring a star close to us and then check
Just-
those
just-
planets.
it's not a thing. It's just gas and fire.
Still got a gravitational pull.
Each star
Yeah,
is
but
its
like,
own-
we
No,
can't-
Steven. Imagine each star as a sun. It's got planets and junk revolving around it too. It's not just a star.
The other solar systems.
Yeah, each star is its own solar system. If it's big enough. It's probably big enough.
So it'd be easier just to find another planet that's close enough to Mars to live on than it would be to
It takes
try to
years for us
create-
to get to Mars, which is the closest planet, and we have to leave.
no, it takes months.
Yeah, if we leave at 2-year intervals, but if we leave at the wrong time, it would take you literally years.
That's true. But if you leave at the right time, it only takes about like 3 months.
Yeah, but we have a 2-year window to go to Mars.
Yeah,
Every 2 years, we can go to Mars.
I see what you're saying.
And that's the closest thing besides the moon.
This is lame. Space is. Life is depressing. We all just die.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that we
point.
lived, it's amazing in itself.
That's true. Way to be a half glass full kind of guy.
I'm
Tristan.
just saying the fact that we're alive in this moment and able to even have this conversation is an amazing thing by itself. We should appreciate that. That's nice.
Thanks. Okay, well, I got to go, but
Okay, I think we're
been
right out of time, so.
Yep.
we wrapping this thing up.
Yep.
Yep. It's been an interesting one for sure. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
We went from
What?
heck yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna like pop in and just raid your thing from now on.
That's good to
But
know.
what's up,
Yeah.
guys?
It's
Me.
fine. Just you showed your
Mhm.
crazy pretty well tonight. We'll
I don't know. I'm not.
We'll see what else kind of crazy things you can spread in later episodes, I'm sure.
I mean, we reviewed my crazy. Like, I don't think they're crazy. We reviewed my ideas. I haven't even come up with fresh ones yet. Well, I guess I
you
can.
gotta think of a.
We haven't
we'll-
even
we'll give you a problem to
explored
solve.
the potential.
And then explain it to us.
That's a
next
whole
time.
other thing.
Dude. Well, why don't we do? Have you seen Superman, the newer, not Superman versus Batman,
Man of Steel.
where they like terraform the Earth?
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Why'd they already
Except they're like
the,
super.
the Earth was pre-terraformed for us.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. All right, my idea sucked. I'll have a better idea next. I'll have
Okay,
an idea of how to save all the whales.
All right.
All the whales?
That'd
We
be
Yeah,
just-
we need
all
that.
the whales.
Yeah,
Why don't
we'll
we just
save all
eat the
of
whales? The whales are pretty big.
Give us an idea of how to stop global warming for next time, Stephen.
Yep.
Global warming doesn't exist. Everyone knows that.
Okay. Climate change denier. You heard it. You heard it here first, folks. Well, probably not first, but yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yep. We'll call that a show.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a swell time.
See you all next week.